go.
Good morning! It is Monday, July 25th, 2022. It's 8:05 in the morning in Texas. I've been up since 5 o'clock working on the garden, and I thought I would show you, with James at the helm of the camera, our beautiful garden. Starting off with the greenhouse that James bought me for Hanukkah. And we have a whole house generator. So if the lights go out, our lights don't go out. Very cool. This is compost. So all of the crap that I get, all the trash, all the extra clippings, goes in here for 6 months, and then I put it into the earth. We have cantaloupes growing over here. There's some really big ones. I learned that you don't take a cantaloupe off until it's ready to fall off itself. And actually this is from the seed of a cantaloupe that I bought at the store. This is where I'm growing pallets. This is a pallet farm. Papaya tree from seed. It's doing really well over here. And we got one stalk of corn this year, and I didn't plant it. It's called a volunteer. It decided to come up. Green beans, we got a lot of green beans this year. Some flowers. This is a sweet potato. This year we hired someone to help us dig the clay out because all of the earth here in Texas is clay, and I tried to do it myself for a while, but I have arthritis, so it didn't work. We've got some mint, potatoes are under here, and some broccoli, what do we have? Garlic, and Brussels sprouts, which I've never grown before. And then a few other types of tomatoes. We've got some red onions, and a honeydew melon vine, some thyme, and we planted a lot of sunflowers. Unfortunately, we're at the end, so we won't get to show you very much. But, and this is the ceramic thing that Aaliyah made me when I was younger, and I move it to different places in the garden all the time. I love it. This is our peace pole. It's got the Shehechianu on it, the Shalom, and to Ecclesiastes, to everything there is a purpose, and wind chimes. We have spearmint and oregano, geraniums, and these are newer tomato plants. These are yellow pear tomatoes. Last year I grew way too many yellow tomato pears, and they only give you these like teeny tiny yellow pears. It's not even worth it. By the way, I'm wearing camouflage. You may not be able to see me in this. Ginger plant. You just put some ginger that you buy in the store into the earth and water it, and you get this beautiful ginger plant. This is a hole filled with the compost I showed you earlier. I just put this compost in this morning. I'm going to leave it in for a couple of days, and then I will put one of these tomato plants in. Sweet potatoes, canna-flowers. We really like canna-flowers. None of them are blooming yet. It's pretty hot here in the day. That's where we're up in the morning. Got some rosemary, a yellow pear tomato, another papaya. This one is loving it. A little baby fig from Finnegan. This is from an avocado seed. It's an avocado tree, and they don't grow in Texas. And they said don't bother. So that's why I bothered, because, you know, I'm contrary sometimes. And this is our pride and joy. James and I got this little stick of a fig tree, and we named him Finn Again, because we had a fig tree called Finnegan. So he's Finn Again, and he's just like completely taken off. There's only one fig on it. The birds didn't get it, but in any case, he's going to be amazing. And this is kind of like the tomato area. There's eggplant and hot peppers back here as well. I've got some better eggplants that are producing, but I just picked all the tomatoes yesterday. It was filled with cherry tomatoes. And this is the spinner that Alexa, Evan, and Jordan bought me, I think for my birthday. But I love it. It's beautiful. And when I started this garden, that's all that was there. Everything was teeny tiny, and everything's kind of come up. And we've got some sweet mint. We throw in all kinds of, if only you could smell this, you would be like amazed, but it's really great. We put it in lots of drinks. More tomatoes, another cantaloupe. Got a little baby cantaloupe back there. And this is where we do a lot of sunflowers. This plant is called a pineapple ground cherry, and it makes these paper-filled things that taste like a pineapple tomato cherry, which is, whoever heard of that? It's really good. Then we have over here the Stolen Rock Riverbed, and we call it that because I like to steal rocks from various places that we go. This particular rock I stole when we went on Mother's Day, and it's got Evan, Jordan, Alexa, James, Rachel, and Grandma, Natalie. Mother's Day 2022. I don't write on all the stolen rocks, but this one's a special one. Usually, all of these are lemon trees for the most part that I got from eating a lemon. And lemon trees also don't grow here, as you can see. So this is just kind of like a snake grass kind of hot area. It's kind of a different type of garden. Got some cacti and some aloe vera, some wandering Jew. Gotta have wandering Jew. This is sage. I'm loving sage. You can make those smelly things that you cleanse yourself with. Here's 2 passion fruit trees. As you know, I loved having passion fruit in San Diego. Did we grow any in Florida, honey? We couldn't grow it in Florida. So we're trying here. This is from a seed. I ate one at Sprouts, put the seeds in. They're doing really well, but when it gets cold here in the winter, we're gonna have to move these into the garage. Here's working compost. You saw the compost over there. I just throw kitchen scraps in there, and then that goes that way. And then we have this beautiful cucumber garden. So we've been getting a bazillion cucumbers. Can't give them away fast enough, but James and I decided we really like them when they're small. Here's a little baby one. I don't know if you can see it, but sometimes they get so big. This is like the size of a pickle, right? This is when they're really good. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adamah. I say that blessing. I thank God for everything I pick, every single thing. And it just brings God into the garden with me, which is the best. Finally getting the broccoli to grow. Had a little head of broccoli. And basically, this is just cucumbers. But this is really cool over here. We have honeydew melon. I've never even tried to grow honeydew melon, but I ate a honeydew melon and I took the seeds and oh my God, this is a tiny little patch of a new garden. These are eggplants. Yesterday, James barbecued me an eggplant. It was so amazing. These are gonna just make a lot of eggplants. And this is a honeydew melon vine. Are you kidding me? You gotta see this. If you can, let's see. I'll get this one. This is the smaller one, but there's a few honeydew melons. And I'm so excited because that's something totally new. This is the area where I try to contain all my crazy. And let's go out to the front. Oh, you know what we missed? We missed the whole reason for this. When James and I first moved here, we said, we're not gonna dig into the ground. You're getting older, you gotta be careful. So we're gonna make a raised bed garden. You gotta come see this. And this was the only thing we were supposed to make. And I forgot to even show you. Oh, and this patio. We just got this new patio, which is awesome. But this is the raised bed garden. We thought, you know what? We'll raise it up and that way it won't be hard. Here's some potatoes. I've never grown potatoes before. I've gotten some potatoes. Garlic is in here, onion, sage, all kinds of things. James will show you. Lots of basil. The other day, I made some fresh pesto for our pasta with all this basil. It just keeps growing. It's gorgeous. And these are, this is romaine lettuce that I'm letting going to seed because we need lettuce for next year. So once it starts to get puffy like this, you just pick this off and these are seeds for next year, which is so great. Tomato, parsley, and this is a new thing, sweet potatoes. Never tried sweet potatoes either, and it seems to be very happy. So this was going to be the only garden we were going to have here in Texas. Then James barbecues all the time, and his boss loves him and gave him this green egg. This is like the top of the line. It's like, oh my God, the Porsche of barbecues. It's really amazing, and he's doing great. So he got this very cool setup for his green egg. And we have a smoker in the back too, and a Weber, which will probably be on the side of the yard, but we have all the great things in our backyard. One more thing, I don't know, James, if you got just like the whole back. One of the things we loved about this house when we first saw it, first of all, there was nothing here. There was no backyard. I mean, there was a backyard, there was nothing there. But now, one of the things we loved is that this whole area behind us was green, and it wasn't people's houses. In the winter, this all dies down and we can see, you know, houses, but for the most part, it's this gorgeous backyard we have, so that's really great. And there's a whole bed of roses over there, but there's none blooming, so trust me, we got a nice thing going on. This is a tree that creates a lot of shade. I said, James, we gotta cut it down, it's in the way, and he said, no, probably not a good idea because we're gonna need shade, and he was right. We're gonna go to the front of the house. We planted 4 fruit trees this year. Only 3 made it so far. They were little sticks like Finnegan was. This used to be a huge patch of sunflowers, and this is the last one. We wanted to share our sunflowers this year with the neighborhood. Last year we had them in our backyard, so they've enjoyed it. This is Paper Cup, our apricot tree. Paper Cup because Evan, Jordan, and Alexa, I think it was Jordan, that called apricot a paper cup. So his name is Paper Cup. And we'll go see the apple trees. This is the front of our house. Obviously, and this goes without saying, our address adds up to 17, because of course it does. And then we have our Texas Star, because you can't not have that. We love it here in Texas. And James bought me this for my birthday, my happy birthday, this cool windmill. And we decided to kind of make this not hard to deal with because the front of the house bakes like Phoenix, Arizona. I know about that. We've got 2 apple trees. Fuji apples doing really well. And a Gala apple tree. And this is after we got these, I think, last summer, right? Beginning of summer?
Yes.
Okay. That's our house. That's our garden.
Front door.
And so happy to show you all of this. Oh, front door? You mean front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
The front of the house.
Front of the house. Got morning glories. And our flag. Have an amazing, wonderful day today. We are so blessed. Love you.